Now at noon, the special session on immigration is ramping back up in Tallahassee. The major concerns advocacy groups are prepared to fight against as Republican lawmakers continue their war of words. Plus, debating the future of the troubled timber scan condos, why some Orange County leaders want to take over the complex, and keeping people cool and connected after a disaster. We're taking you inside Orlando's new hub that will help Central Floridians get basic services in desperate times.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Day 2 of the special session on immigration was expected to begin at 9 o'clock this morning, but that didn't happen. After a brief delay, the Senate is expected to be underway right now. WESH 2's Nancy Alvarez is joining us live from the state capitol in Tallahassee. And Nancy, while lawmakers are just beginning their discussions for the day, you've already heard from people who are worried about what may happen here.
Yeah, it was already a busy morning here in Tallahassee, even if things did get pushed back officially. That's because various immigration advocacy groups are now here in the Capitol, and they want their voices heard. So we are hearing this morning there could be compromise on this, and while in-state tuition for undocumented students could end, the change will not apply to students that are already enrolled in schools right now. Again, that is not set in stone, but it is expected to be a major point of discussion this afternoon. Another one, the role of state and local government. In all of this, Governor DeSantis proposed penalties, including suspension for officers that don't comply with new. This new bill removes those penalties. It's one of the reasons the governor called this new version of the bill weak. Sending it back to you guys.
Well, in speaking of the governor here, Nancy, he is continuing to speak out against his own legislature and the actions that they have taken on all this.
Yeah, he is just not holding back. He was on national television last night, on social media this morning, and actually there was just an exchange in the last hour or so between him and Wilton Simpson, who is the head of the Department of Agriculture and would become sort of the immigration czar in Florida if this pushes through. Both of them going back and forth about who could best play out Donald Trump's agenda here in Florida. So this continues to be a back and forth between the governor and leadership here in the state of Florida, and we'll have to see how it plays out this afternoon. But we got to remind folks that whatever lawmakers decide to do here with this bill, a veto from the governor is very possible. We'll continue to keep you updated. We're live here in Tallahassee. Nancy Alvarez, WESH 2 News.
All right, Nancy, thank you. Day 2 expected to be a busy one, no doubt, and we'll be checking back in with Nancy Alvarez as she continues to cover the special session there in Tallahassee. She's going to be having live reports throughout the day, and you can watch all of her previous coverage on WESH.com. Right now, though, let's get you over to our forecast. It is already warm outside, Cam, and the sun is bright and shining.
That's right. We are seeing a mix of sun and clouds. We'll definitely see more sunshine throughout the afternoon, and it's helped warm us up into the low 70s for Orlando on southward. Good afternoon. We're right now 70 degrees. Kissimmee, 71 right now in St. Cloud, 61 still in the Villages, and 60s right now in Ocala. We do have a weak frontal boundary that's actually moving its way across Central Florida as we speak. You see those clouds associated with it. That's why we are not seeing entire sunshine, at least across the metro. As this boundary sags south, though, we will see those skies begin to clear. Earlier this afternoon or earlier this morning, we actually had what looked like to be a little bit of a brush fire in far eastern Osceola County. Looks like that's getting tapped out as we speak. 12-hour forecast showing a mix of sun and clouds today. High temperatures climbing into the low 70s with a light wind out of the west-northwest. We'll continue to see partly cloudy skies as we go into the overnight hours. And then tonight, though, temperatures will be a tad on the cooler side behind that boundary. We'll be seeing overnight lows north of Orlando up into the upper 40s or down into the upper 40s, while in the metro on south, temperatures will fall into the low 50s. No rain associated with this frontal boundary, but I'll let you know when we will see our next best chance of rain coming up in about 15 minutes.
Right now, Orange County commissioners are taking action they believe will solve the problems at a troubled condo community. The goal is to put this new complex in new hands to remake the community into a safer place to live. Tiber scan on the lake is roughly between Lake Catherine and Lake Buchanan off South Texas Avenue. WESH 2's Greg Fox is live at Orange County Administration's building. And Greg, the county has already invested heavily into the timber scan complex.
They have. When you go back to 2014, the county first invested about $1 million to try to help the community. And then since that time has invested another $3.5 million to try to turn Timberscan around. More than a dozen people who live at Timberscan spoke during the public comment period this morning. They are still in attendance in the Orange County Administration BCC chamber right now to hear and see what the county does in this particular vote. This is a developing story, and we will have the latest for you coming up on WESH 2 News first at 4. Covering Orange County, live in Orlando, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
Also some breaking news. This morning, the new supervisor of elections announced a deal is in place to get back money that was given out by her predecessor. Supervisor Karen Casardental told commissioners that there is an agreement in principle with Valencia College to return $2.1 million to the elections office. The money was provided by former supervisor of elections Glenn Gilzine for the purpose of supporting scholarships for graduates of 2 Orlando high schools and those attending private schools in certain zip codes. Dental said Valencia's Board of Trustees must still vote on the agreement, which she does expect in the next few weeks. Orange County commissioners are also set to discuss adding 2 more commission seats. Right now, there are 6 representing the county, and the redistricting would bring that total to 8. Officials will vote on creating a citizens advisory committee to spearhead the redistricting process. It is election day in parts of Central Florida. These 5 candidates on your screen are facing off in a primary for the special election to replace former Congressman Mike Waltz. The District 6 seat is open because Waltz resigned from the U.S. House to serve as President Donald Trump's national security advisor. District 6 covers multiple counties, including Flagler, parts of Lake, Marion, and Volusia counties. The winners of the primaries will then head to April's special general election. A career fair designed to help launch middle schoolers into their future is happening now at Osceola Heritage Park. JA Inspire is hosting the expo where students will get a chance to participate in hands-on activities. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda is live there this noon. And Paola, walk us through what's happening behind you. It looks like it's a very busy event.
Yeah, Sonica, that's right. It's very busy. It's very loud, as you can imagine. There are about 3,500 students that are expected here today. And I'm joined by Karen Revels, who is the president and CEO of Junior Achievement of Central Florida. Great. Thank you so much, Karen. As you can tell, the students are super excited. And speaking of career opportunities, WESH 2 actually has a booth right here. And you can see there are some students that are already standing by. This is a sort of makeshift area where students can come and test their anchoring skills. And again, that's over here. This event will last until about 3:30 this evening or this afternoon. Reporting live in Osceola County, Paola Tristan Arruda, WESH 2 News.
Awesome. Some future journalists sitting right there looking so comfortable. Love to see it. All right, still ahead here at noon, expanding community access to critical resources after disasters. We're going to show you the new tools that will help Orlando during hurricane season and more. Plus, helping Central Florida's homeless population. The big projects city leaders are moving forward with in Orlando. And the Mona Lisa may soon be on the move. Why there's a fight over where the historic painting should be hanging.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
Central Florida traffic can be brutal, but Megan Mackey is here to help you navigate it all. From mapping out your commute to monitoring changes on our roads.
Consider me your local transportation expert.
Real-time updates every morning and in-depth reporting on the transportation issues that impact our community. This is what First Warning traffic looks like with Megan Mackey. And it's here on WESH 2 News. Local, live, late breaking. You're watching WESH 2.
The city of Orlando is showing off its new project to keep people cool and connected after a disaster. It's called the Mobile Reach Hub, and WESH 2's Bob Hazen got a look at it this morning. The city of Orlando is moving forward with expansion plans for the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida. The organization plans to combine 7 parcels of land on their campus and combine them to build a 6-story, 92,000 square foot facility. It would provide shelter for up to 350 women and children, an increase from the 240 the coalition serves today. There are plans for a new health clinic in the building, so there will be counseling, medical assistance, and dental care services.
This is a really exciting time for the coalition. We're taking a building that is over 70 years old, been retrofitted into a short-term residential shelter, and it's actually going to help us provide more beds and provide even more services.
Now, the plan still has to go through a second reading. That's in a few weeks. They hope the renovations will be completed within the next 2 to 4 years. Neighbors south of downtown Orlando are mobilizing to express their opposition to plans for a 300-bed homeless shelter. The city wants to renovate the Orange County Work Release Center on Cayley Street between I-4 and Orange Avenue into a homeless shelter not too far from Orlando Health's campus, where they're building a new $160 million children's hospital. The community and hospital are concerned about the shelter location and size. The city plans to hold public meetings for people to voice any concerns. Seminole County Schools will be recognizing their Teacher of the Year at a gala later today. The district will honor the top teacher at each school in the district and then announce the district-wide winner, who will then represent Seminole County in the statewide Teacher of the Year contest. WESH 2's First Morning meteorologist Eric Burris will be emceeing it all. It begins tonight at 6 at Orlando Marriott Lake Mary. All right, yesterday went for a walk, Cam. It was so warm by about like 3 p.m. I would say it was borderline hot.
Really? Well,
it felt that way.
If you thought it was hot yesterday, wait until you went in the store. What's the rest of the week? We have a gradual warm up in the forecast and staying dry through the end of the work week. But we are tracking a couple of rain showers this upcoming weekend, though. So let me show you how warm it's going to get by the time we get into our TJF Friday here. We are looking at a high of, 82 degrees by Friday. So Sonica, you're going to be sweating as you go into those afternoon walks by late week. 76 a high on Thursday, not too bad there. And then tomorrow we're looking at a high of 73 degrees. And that's all thanks to a weak frontal boundary that's moving through right now. That's not going to allow us to warm up too much tomorrow. But then we will see a southerly flow that will help us bump up into the 80s come Friday. Right now, as you step outside for your lunch break, 63 in DeLand. Good afternoon there, Melbourne. You're at 72, 71 right now in St. Cloud, and we're currently at 64 in Leesburg. That weak frontal boundary is what's moving across our area right now. That's what's triggering all these clouds you can see over central Florida. No rain associated with it because it's a dry frontal boundary. So we're not expecting any wet weather at all today, but we will see a mix of sun and clouds. Here's a look at Futurecast around 6, 7 o'clock. We are looking at partly cloudy skies. Now, overnight tonight, it's looking quiet, but as you wake up on Wednesday morning, though, we are watching the possibility for some low clouds and some fog to develop. So you can see around 6 to 7 a.m. a little bit of that light white shading. That's indicating the possibility of some fog for tomorrow morning. Rest of the day today looking absolutely gorgeous. Comfortable afternoon to get outside. Perfect weather, I would have to say. And then overnight tonight, that's when we'll see conditions as some fog started to develop, especially after 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Speaking of tomorrow morning, with that weak frontal boundary moving through, we'll see a slight dip in our temperatures. Areas to the north will start off in the upper 40s, 48 in DeBary tomorrow morning, as well as in Lake Mary. 49 Altamont Springs. In Orlando will drop down to around 51 degrees. And then areas north and west about low 40s in Ocala, 43 tomorrow there, 47 in the Villages. Highs tomorrow afternoon will be pretty similar to today, mostly low 70s for inland spots, upper 60s to low 70s for folks there along the coastline. So high pressure and control, that's what's keeping us dry pretty much all the way through the end of the week. So a very outdoor friendly forecast if you're hoping to get outside today, tomorrow, Thursday, and even Friday. But as that high slides off to the east, we start to see more of an onshore flow on Thursday, and then by Friday, ahead of this next frontal boundary, winds come out of the south, and that was how we're going to warm up into the low 80s. Upcoming weekend, slight chance for a rain shower or two on Saturday, a 30% chance. A coastal shower possible on Sunday, but Sunday looks to be mainly dry. Here's a look ahead at your Central Florida certified most accurate forecast. So again, pretty quiet weather this week, and then we are noticing a weak front that'll roll through on Saturday. That'll bring us just a slight chance for rain shower or two. Looks like the first half of the day. Coming up at 12:30, I'll let you know how much rain we can expect and if this warm will last.
A tug of war is brewing over the Mona Lisa painting. Why some want the iconic piece of art removed from the Louvre and returned to Italy.
I'm Sheldon Dutez on the next WESH 2 Investigates. I've been reporting on the home insurance crisis here in Florida for 4 years now, and things are trending in the right direction as we head into a new year. The market is stabilizing, but so many of us are still paying a lot more money for our premiums. I talked to some experts, I did some research, and found out about a new partnership that's saving homeowners money. I also found out what we can do to our homes and the additions that we can make that would lower those costs. WESH 2 Investigates, Thursday at 11.
There's a battle over the world's most famous painting, the Mona Lisa. With the 2026 Olympics around the corner, officials in Milan think the Mona Lisa should be returned to Italy, at least temporarily. NBC's Joe Fryer explains why. Oh, that's the allure. All right, NBC's primetime lineup on WESH 2 is all new tonight, including The Irrational. That drama introduces a new character tonight, Alec Mercer's dad, Eli, played by Ron Canada. The pair is reunited when Alec returns to his hometown to solve the mystery of a ghost ship that's washed up on the shore there. Dad's super proud of his son, but the son's got a skeptical view of his pop's behavior.
Well, I mean, I think any father-son relationship can be tricky, can be complex, and it's certainly true with Alec and his dad. You learn where Alec got his analytical and critical mind from. It comes from his dad. His dad may not be a scientist, but he knows a little bit about human behavior, and particularly behavior of his son.
You can watch The Irrational tonight on WESH 2 at 10 o'clock, followed by WESH 2 News at 11. Still ahead at noon, a year-long construction project in Seminole County is almost complete. How it will help keep drivers and pedestrians safe on the road. Plus, returning to rubble after 16 months of war. We'll take a look where things stand in
Closed captioning is sponsored by Rubenstein Law. Injured, call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Crowds of Palestinians fill Gaza's main coastal road as they stream north to return home after more than a year of war. Meanwhile, Hamas has told Israel that 8 of 26 Israeli hostages set to be released as part of the first phase of the ceasefire are dead. NBC's Danielle Hamamjian has the latest from the West Bank. Back here in Central Florida, we are in the middle of a warm-up. First warning meteorologist Cam Tran is tracking it all for us. Already warm at this hour.
Yeah, that's right, warm, and we're seeing some increasing clouds, all thanks to a weak frontal boundary that's moving through our area right now. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. You see those clouds mainly along the I-4 corridor on southward. North of I-4, you're seeing plenty of sun afternoon. Now that weak frontal boundary not expected to bring us any rain or anything. It's just going to drop our temperatures just slightly for tomorrow morning. Right now, though, we are quite comfortable as you step outside for your lunch break. 66 in Stanford. Hey, good afternoon, Claremont. You're all set at 66 degrees. 65 right now in Wildwood this afternoon. Rest of the day today, not a bad day to get outside. Just a few clouds this afternoon. And then overnight tonight, we are watching for some patchy fog to develop. We're expecting dry conditions today through the end of the work week. But I want to give you a big heads up. We are expecting some rain showers for this upcoming weekend, particularly on Saturday. Coming up in about 15 minutes, I'll walk you through when we're expecting the timing of that rain for this upcoming weekend. Again, that's up in 15 minutes.
We are seeing body camera video showing the moments local police take down one of the FBI's most wanted.
License, registration, insurance. This tag does not come back to this vehicle. This tag's not assigned to any vehicle.
Lady Lake PD released this body cam footage of the arrest of Donald Fields. He was wanted out of Missouri for rape, sodomy, child molestation, and witness tampering. Sergeant Michelle Bilbrey pulled Fields over on Saturday when she noticed his license plate was not registered to the car. Some other units joined her after she was handed fake identification, and through fingerprint technology, they were able to confirm it was Fields.
It was a little eye-opening to me that we have people like that riding around all over on our streets, especially here in Lady Lake.
The FBI had some indication Fields could have been in Florida. He was a top 5 most wanted fugitive in 2023. He's now being held in the Lake County Jail awaiting extradition back to Missouri. It is Identity Theft Awareness Week, and Florida ranks #1 in identity thefts. The Better Business Bureau has some suggestions to protect yourself. Take a look at your screen here. They recommend making sure privacy and security settings on web services and apps are comfortable for you, not using the same password for multiple accounts, and treat personal information like money. Value it and protect it.
If all of a sudden you're receiving lots of credit card applications or things related to your credit, those could be signs that it's time to, run your credit report. Not looking for a credit score, you're looking to see what accounts are out there, what, information has been put out there in your name. Are there accounts that have been opened that you didn't authorize?
Experts also suggest opening your mail and checking your online accounts regularly. You don't want to go months before you find out that you have become a victim. In New Smyrna Beach, the city is set to vote on a smoking and vaping ban in city parks today. Officials say it's for the health and safety of the people who live there. If approved, this would take effect immediately. That decision is going to be happening at the council meeting, which begins at 6:30 tonight. Also in Volusia County, there's one more chance to provide feedback on how disaster recovery funds from Hurricane Milton should be spent. The more than $133 million were awarded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Tomorrow's meeting will be held at the Daytona Beach Regional Library on Jackie Robinson Parkway. It is set to start at 5 p.m. A big construction project in Seminole County is close to being completed after more than a year of work. Drivers have already started seeing changes at the I-4 and US 1792 interchange. Our traffic expert, Megan Mackey, has an update on the improvements. Still ahead, preparing for an unexpected emergency. Why bolstering your savings account now will end up paying off in the long run.
Jesse Pagan on WESH 2 News.
If you're not financially prepared to handle a $1,000 emergency, you're not alone. A recent survey suggests fewer than half of Americans would be able to pay for an unexpected bill. Jen Sullivan has tips on bolstering your savings. We have a new update on the Firefly's Blue Ghost mission that launched from our Space Coast, the milestone it just completed in space. But first, the International Space Station is playing a major role in new heart research. How experiments in zero gravity may one day help patients here on Earth.
Michelle Imperato on WESH 2 News.
Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of Americans. But as Mandy Gaither explains, new research performed in space is aimed at repairing damaged hearts in the future. Oh, some really incredible scientific research happening there. All right, nearly 2 weeks after launching from our Space Coast, Firefly's Blue Ghost continues its journey to the moon. And check it out. This is the spacecraft's first glimpse of the moon from Earth's orbit. Blue Ghost successfully completed its second engine burn on Thursday, placing the lander in the correct position to leave Earth's orbit and continue its journey to the moon. After 25 days orbiting Earth, Blue Ghost will continue its 4-day journey to lunar orbit and orbit the moon for 16 days before it begins descent operations to the lunar surface as part of NASA's Artemis campaign. Can't wait to see what else it is able to do up there. NASA is also preparing for several big launches next month. This includes the Sphere X mission. On Friday, NASA will give an update on the new telescope that will improve our understanding of how the universe evolved and search for key ingredients for life in our galaxy. The telescope is expected to launch on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from California no earlier than February 27th. Well, the recent cold snap could be to blame for dead fish in New Smyrna Beach. Florida Fish and Wildlife telling us many fish are not used to the extended periods of cold. They can become lethargic. Depending on how cold it gets, fish are then unable to recover and they die. Beach Safety tells us depending on how many fish washed ashore, they'll usually get with the contractor to get them removed. A cold sea turtle is doing much better thanks to help from a local deputy. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office says Deputy Postlewaite found the cold and lethargic sea turtle swimming around last week, was able to pull it to safety. The Sheriff's Office handed the turtle they call Tom to the Sea Turtle Preservation Society, where he's now warming up. I don't know why Tom just elicited a little bit of a laugh from me.
It's a cute name.
Tom the Turtle.
Tom the Turtle.
Okay.
It sounds like something from a nursery book or
I was just
a
about to
children's
say,
book.
I think we have a stuffed toy for Bear, and we call him Tony. Sorry, Turtle. Tony the Turtle.
Tony the Turtle. Hey, that's
Tony
a cool
the
name
Turtle,
as
yeah.
well. This, whether you're taking Bear or little Kainalu outside, your little ones outside, you know what? Our kids were able to finally get outside this week, period, because it warmed up. And that's why I'm showing you the 7-day off the top, because it's not just today, it's not just tomorrow, but through the end of the work week. Yeah, Sonica, got to take Bear out on fun strolls today and through the rest of the week, because we'll hit 80s by Friday. Because that's how we do it here in Central Florida with the weather. I do want to give you a bit heads up, though. We are expecting some showers as we look ahead for this upcoming weekend, though. So heads up on that. Here is a live look outside right now. We're seeing some clouds right now, mainly over I-4 on Southward. And that's because we have a weak frontal boundary that's rolling through right now. And that's why we're seeing, as we take a live look from our tower camera network towards downtown Orlando, quite a few clouds above. Right now, 70 degrees in the city, beautiful, 66 in Sanford. Good afternoon. Leesburg, you're at 65, as well as in Wildwood. So here's a look at the satellite and radar. You can see those clouds pretty clearly here. Areas north of I-4, you can see it's pretty clear. And we are all looking at dry conditions here across Central Florida over the next several days. So 12-hour forecast showing a wonderful day to get outside. If you want to take a quick break on your lunch break, maybe do a couple laps around the building. Sometimes we do that here at WESH too as well. Tomorrow morning, behind that weak boundary that's bringing us the clouds, we'll see a slight dip in temperatures. Overnight tonight, we'll drop down into the upper 40s for areas north and west of Orlando, including 48 in Lake Mary, 48 in Apopka. We'll start off around 51, though, in Winter Garden. So Orlando on south, slightly warmer. We'll see a low of 51 in St. Cloud, 48 in Daytona Beach. Highs tomorrow afternoon, low 70s for inland spots, upper 60s to low 70s across our coastline areas. And again, staying dry. Then we start to see that gradual warm up late week. On Thursday, an onshore flow will allow temperatures to climb into the middle to upper 70s. A southerly flow will allow temperatures on Friday to climb into the low 80s. That southerly flow all ahead of our next cold front that'll be arriving by Saturday. This is where we'll see some showers for the first half of the weekend, mostly Saturday morning until about midday is when we'll see those showers. Temperatures, though, still staying pretty mild, highs in the mid 70s. Behind that front, we're not going to see a dramatic drop off in temperatures at all. We'll see a few coastal rain showers come Sunday and a couple of showers down to our southern counties, but most locations outside of that looking at dry conditions on Sunday. So the best chance for rain will be the first half of the weekend Saturday. Not talking about much rain at all. We're talking about less than ½ inch of rain, which unfortunately really won't put a dent in the drought conditions we're seeing. You see most of Central Florida seeing moderate drought conditions right now. Here's again a look at your Central Florida certified most accurate forecast. A picture perfect week all the way through Friday. Couple rain showers this weekend, and then we'll be drying out again for early next week.
It's a nice looking 7-day, Cam. Thank you. The Super Bowl still weeks away, but we are getting a sneak peek at some of the commercials. We're showing you one of them coming up. Plus, the Magic's 6-game road trip starts off not on the best foot. Why losing last night's game stings a bit more than usual.
Meredith McDonough on WESH 2 News. What does a morning with WESH 2 News Sunrise look like? It's waking up with the news you need to stay informed.
What's new from overnight?
And the information you can trust.
It's an accurate start to your day from Kellyanne Class.
I'll tell you exactly what to expect outside.
It's a sense of direction from Megan Mackey.
I'll put you on the best route for your morning commute.
From breaking news
to what's happening around town.
This is what your next morning looks like with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Local, live, late breaking.
Magic are back on the road. Miami was the first of 6 straight away from the Kia Center. The good news is one of the players cleared concussion protocol before last night's game, so he was back in the lineup. Okay, we're already starting to see some Super Bowl commercials be released. A Clydesdale foal is returning to the Budweiser Super Bowl ad for the first time in more than a decade.
So, a horse walks into a bar, and
what?
Oh, the ad called First Delivery features a foal coming to the rescue to deliver a keg that fell off the delivery cart being hauled by the adult horses. The determined foal manages to roll it all the way to a bar across rough terrain. More commercials are expected to come out in the next couple of weeks. The back and forth continues this afternoon in Tallahassee. As lawmakers tangle over an immigration bill in a special session, our Nancy Alvarez continues to canvass the state capitol and will have live updates on where things stand. That all starts today on WESH 2 News at 4 o'clock.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News. Get caught up on local news, originals, and more. Download the Very Local app and stream for free on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, iOS, and Android mobile devices.